everyone, and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my return subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Welcome to Self-Care Sunday. I'm not going to be taking off my makeup just yet. I'm going to wait till a little bit later, so that's not what's in this video. But I have my affirmation cards that we're going to go through. We're going to talk about why being grateful and positivity and thankful is so important, and why and how I live that is very important to me. I'm sure to some of you too. I did my nails. These are press-on. Aren't they pretty? I think they're just so springy looking, and I absolutely love them. I got these nails from Temu. They've stayed on now like 3 days, so that's awesome. First things first, Eyescream Beauty bag, Eyescream Beauty box. I have not gotten mine since April, and I went on to their Instagram page, and it just happened to have an announcement that they fell behind because they've taken my money for April and May. Yeah, and we should have been getting June's box the end of June because they do it the end of the month. And they said, sorry for the delay. They're aware of it, but that they just weren't able to keep up with the demand. And hopefully, they will be back soon. So, I'm sitting here looking at my videos and wondering why I'm not getting my Eyescream Beauty bag in. And I was like, okay, I could have just missed it. Maybe I didn't do something right because of going in the hospital and everything. And it turns out when I went on their Instagram page, it's not just me. And no one's gotten anything for April or May. Hopefully they'll be able to catch up by the end of June. I don't think they'll be able to, but then they shouldn't be taking the money, in my opinion. They shouldn't have taken May's money or June's money. If our boxes are 3 months behind at this point. So what I might do is cancel until they get back on their feet. I love Eyescream Beauty bag. It's a subscription service where you get 3 full-size products, and they're indie brands. And I love learning about indie brands. I think they are wonderful. And I've gotten a lot of really good makeup from them because it's all makeup related. It's not skincare, it's not eye patches. You will get a palette in every single box or bag. You're guaranteed that, and in order to build up your collection, especially if you're first starting, I think that's really important. They give us a lot of Medusa lipsticks, which I absolutely love. They are so creamy, they go on wonderfully, and I really like them. Today, my lip combo, I have a lip pencil on with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk on my lips, and I absolutely love the combination. I think it goes good with the eyes. I used the ColourPop Precious Metals on my eyes this morning because I wanted to do something. I've been doing a lot of colorful looks, and I didn't realize how many pink looks I've done recently. So I wanted to do something a little bit more toned down and neutral looking, today. So this is what I did. But I lost, and I'm so upset, my NYX glitter glue. So I haven't ordered into Ulta for a few things because Morphe just came out with these 3-pan palettes for $13. Now, I haven't used a Morphe eyeshadow palette, but I hear they reformulated. I also bought their blush, their 3 blush packet, and that was like $19, which wasn't too bad. And then I got 2 more NYX glitter glue for my eye, to put on the shimmers and stuff, because I go through a lot of that. And this one that I had, even though I was using it, was really at the end and getting kind of icky. So also had a sale on for the NYX products, certain NYX products, but for the glitter glue, it was $6.50 for one and half off for the other if you bought 2. So I bought 2 because I know I'm going to use it all the time. So this is the eye look today, and unfortunately I didn't have the glitter glue, so it's not showing up as nicely. And I put more like a topper on my lips. I just wanted to do something simple but pretty today. So anyway, we'll get into our self-care Sunday. Self-care is whatever it looks like to you. For me, it's putting on my makeup. For me, it's cleaning my brushes or watching YouTube, hanging out with Luna, who's going to jump on me again any minute, and just reading a book, listening to music, dancing when I'm cleaning, whatever it might be. And that's self-care to me. I journal a lot, and I also do my affirmations. And because of that, I have bought myself the Kindred Spirit Affirmations. And we're going to just go through one of these and see what we get. And then we'll talk about it, for a few minutes. This is what the card looks like on the front. The back, that's front. This is the back. Can you focus? It says, worries about what hasn't happened are just illusions. I am rooted in the present moment. This is a really good card because I am a worrier. I worry about things that have not happened, things that could happen, the worst case scenario, but I always try and stay positive. And if you're living in the moment, that is really easy to do because you don't have time then to think about, what could have happened, things like that. I have been blessed in my whole entire life. Say hi, Luna. Everybody, Luna Bean. I have been blessed my whole life with, oh my God, I just lost my whole train of thought. But I have been blessed my whole life. And I am very grateful for the things I have. I've had so many sicknesses. I've had so many things happen to me. And honestly, I should not be on this planet right now with all the major stuff that has happened to me. When I was a baby, I had epilepsy up until I was 14 years old, and that's a seizure condition. And I would have grand mal, which are big seizures, or petite mal, where I just zone out and stared at something for 20, 30 minutes till I snapped out of it. That's a type of seizure. It's called a petite mal seizure. And I was on very strong medication for a very long time. And when I was on this strong medication, when I was about 9 years old, I went to my aunt's house and we were in the pool doing handstands. And one by one, the people come out of the water and I'm still on the bottom having a seizure, and nobody realized it immediately. And then when they did, they got me out. I was obviously fine because I'm here. But that was the first time that I should not have been here. The second time was with my Whipple surgery when I had my precancerous pancreatic tumor. And I was 35 years old. And they told me if it wasn't caught within 6 months, I would have been making final arrangements. And I believe my guardian angels, my higher power, whatever you want to call it, but it's God to me, was like giving me the pain, because with pancreatic cancer, you don't usually get a pain or with anything with your pancreas, which is why the fatality rate is so high. So I was lucky enough to have this debilitating back pain, and it felt like somebody put a pole from the middle of my stomach going through to my back. And because of that, my mom told me to go up to the emergency room and have them check it. They did a CAT scan, and my doctor called me 2 days later and said, get up to the hospital. This is serious. We need to, have this removed. And that surgery is called a Whipple surgery. It's an 8-hour surgery. It is horrible to go through. It takes a very, very long time to recuperate. And at least for me it did. I can't speak for everybody, but it took a long time for me to recuperate. And then the third time I should have been gone from this planet was my last surgery, which was a month and a day as of today, Sunday. So it was 31 days ago, and you're removing a pancreas from somebody. You can't live without your pancreas. But because they're transferring my eyelids over, they were able to, I'm able to live this life. And every morning I get up and I feel so grateful and so blessed to be here. I honestly believed when I was younger that when I hit 50, I would no longer be on this planet. And I am so grateful that I am, and I get to see my grandson grow up, hopefully, get married, maybe have children if that's what he wants. He'll be 5 in February, and I just adore him. You guys already know that. I could talk about him for days, and you guys would just be ready to end it all because I could talk about him that much. I love him so much. And they went to a Monster Jam, which is a monster car show today in New Jersey. And it's both of my sons. One's in Albany and his girlfriend. My son here with his wife and my grandson. And my ex-husband all went to the monster truck show today for Father's Day, which is, today, which is Father's Day. And for all you dads or single moms who act like mom and dad, happy Father's Day. I know, things, can get rough when you're a single parent, or if you're a single parent, whether you're a woman raising your children or a man raising your children. It's not an easy thing. So, happy Father's Day to all you, and single moms, single dads, dads with families, whatever you may be, whatever your family looks like, happy Father's Day. So they went to do that today, and I figured I would sit here and just take care of myself and rest. I'm feeling so much better. But, okay, getting back to the card, worries about what hasn't happened are just illusions. So anyway, I am a worrywart, and I can get through anything. It's afterwards that I have a problem, because then I think, oh my God, what if this had happened? What if that had happened? I have had more conversations in my head with people, and less conversations with them because I knew the outcome of the conversation. So I try not to worry about that. I try living in the present. I try being positive, which for someone like me with all my health conditions is really easy. It's so much easier to be happy. It takes a lot less energy to be happy than it does to be miserable. And that's just the truth. You have to wake up every morning and find one thing you're grateful for, even if that one thing was that you just woke up that morning. A lot of people didn't get that same opportunity. So, be grateful for that. Be grateful for the things you do have, and stop harping on the things you don't have. Your bills will always be there. And even if you were to pay down your debt, you would only incur more debt. So, take one thing at a time. Take a deep breath when you need to. Try and stay in the present, and, be authentically you. If some days you're struggling, I understand that. I've gone through that. I still sometimes go through it. That's okay. It's okay to have a bad day, but you're not having a bad life. Even if it seems like things are happening back to back to back, you're only having a bad day, and this too shall pass, and you will get through this. And things will eventually, bad things come to an end, leaving the door open or the window open for all the good in your life that's coming to you. So try and stay positive. Know that you are loved, blessed, respected. You are everything to somebody. And if we were not here, they would not be the same. And I am so grateful for all of you and my family and everyone that stood by me during my surgeries and my health issues the last couple of years. It's been a rocky road, but I'm feeling wonderful. And when you've gone through something major, like a big surgery where you could have not woken up from, It puts things into perspective for you. So don't sweat the small stuff. I know when people argue, especially married people, um, they argue mostly over the small things. It's never over the big things. It's usually like you left the toilet seat up, you didn't put the cap back on the toothpaste, why did you have to leave your clothes on the floor, and that will get to you after a while. But why should it? Just pick it up, wash it. It's okay. You don't have to point out every mistake somebody makes. What you do is emphasize the positive in that. Say, make a joke of it, make light of it. I had to do it with my kids when they were little, and I do it with my nephew sometimes now. And I introduce him to Mr. Garbage Can, because he will drop something right next to the garbage can and not pick it up. And I go and I pick it up and I put it in the garbage can. And I explain to him that Mr. Garbage Can is not happy unless he has garbage in him. So, you have to pick and choose your battles and live in the present. That is so important, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. But I would love to see you all back. And I know I want to be here. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I am taking such good care of myself right now. And I am doing the best I can every day. And if the best you can do is wake up and splash some water on your face and brush your teeth, then I am proud of you for doing that, because not a lot of people can do that. It takes a lot of work for some people, and I know I've gone through it, where I just could not get myself going. I would be in pajamas till like 2 in the afternoon and things like that. And now I get up, I get dressed, I do my journaling, I put on my makeup, and I just am so happy. And I want the same thing for you. So in the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week when I do my Self-Care Sunday, I'll be removing my makeup and doing some masks and traditional things like that. This just wasn't the video for it today. And in the meantime, be happy, be healthy, be blessed, but most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. Mwah. You guys rock. Love you.